The higher self has a direct connection to the source. You have a direct connection to your higher self, right? You understand? Because that is a representation of you on a higher level, not in a physical, mundane way. You understand? So your higher self is asking, waiting for you to awaken, right? So the awakening is the process of remembering who you are, remembering that you're not just this body, that you're not this identity, this political human identity, you're more than that, you're a soul. So if you look at the film The Matrix, you can actually see some you can correlate it, you can actually compare it to Neo's awakening process. Okay, now remember in that movie there were many of the souls that were working together, right, were awakened, but the movie zones into Neo, his journey, right? Him not knowing who he is, doesn't know what's going on, living in a mundane. Okay, so now your higher self helps you to awaken, see things for what they really are. So people say, oh, I have an awakening, I have an epiphany, I have an understanding now of who I am. Right? Then you start now asking more questions and you get shown more things, because remember that your higher self shall not reveal everything one time to you. Your higher self will gradually reveal when you start asking all the right questions, when you become curious about yourself and life. But really, I don't feel like this whole reality is actually real. I feel as if there's something wrong. Okay, I come from Islam, or I come from the Christian teachings. I was brought up in religion. I understand this thing, but I've always felt something is off. That's your higher self telling you that no, there's something that you need to learn. There's something more to what they're telling you, more to what they're telling you, basically. So you need to go make your own research and awake. Now your source, God, divine consciousness, the infinite, the all, is neutral. It's neutral, meaning it doesn't have any favorites or preference. You here to have the preferences. Your higher self helps you find learn that you are a soul having a human experience, that you have a soul and you have a spirit as well. Right now, stages of awakening. Now when you get to understand who I am, I understand now that I am more than just this body, more than just this political identity or an ID number, identity in this earth. I'm actually not this body that's represented with this name and surname and this ID number and the location where I'm staying, and this personality that I'm carrying, right? So who am I? So what happens? There's a stage of realizing that something is missing, that something is short. You get my point? You want to know more. Your religion is not enough. Your religion is not, it's not giving you the answers anymore. Each time you ask a question, they give you religious doctrine and teachings and dogma, and still it causes more confusion. Because if God is all loving, why has God chosen certain people? Why did this God of the Bible choose the Jews, the Israelites specifically? Why? For what purpose? When there's so many other nationalities, so many other groups of people in the world, why was that specific group called in and actually singled out and told to be called to be the chosen people in the Bible? Right? That was something that always struck me, and I could not really understand it. Why is the story only about one nationality, and that one nationality in the Old Testament is going through it's a release from captivity in Egypt, and it's allowed to move around and find freedom and find the promised land, and then it finally finds a promised land and there's people living there already, right? And they decided to now kill those people and declare them their enemies. So it's so much speaking to what's happened in the world and what's been happening in the world, where the Western powers, the powerful powers, went to all these indigenous lands, right, and started taking control and colonizing them in the name of helping them and giving them civilization. So it gives me the same type of feeling that you come from your place, from wherever you come from, you find me sitting in my land, I'm happy. It doesn't matter what I believe in. I don't believe in your God, but you don't respect what I believe in because you think your God is the only God that exists. So now those things when you become more understanding and more intelligent as a person and mature, you're trying to understand how can the divine God, creator of all things, created these people too as well. Because I mean, if God created all things according to the Bible, He created even those people in the promised land that were living there, the Sumerians and other nationalities that were living there, what did not believe in the God of the Bible. They had their own belief, their own culture. So their culture was deemed to be evil. Right? Same thing that happened in the colonization of the indigenous lands and continents, right? Like Africa, some South America, and other countries, the islands, Haiti, and all those other places, where they decided that no, we have the power. What we believe in is more important than yours. In the name of Christianity, because the majority of these, if not all, these colonizing powers are believing in Christianity